A very good evening. I'm Aditi Lamba and welcome to the Thursday night edition of Vision of Asia. The week is wrapping up and tonight's South Asian segment truly presents a great overall look at the community and its ongoing works. Bringing to you on the episode tonight, we have some inspiration and dialogues on South Asian political and social participation in the US with key reflections on the diversity, engagement and rhetorics that present the voices from our diaspora. We also continue to again send our deepest condolences for the country of Sri Lanka post the bombings, while also reaching out to all the Sri Lankan organizations and non-profits here to share relief and donation informations with all our viewers of ITV Gold, Parik Worldwide Media. Reach us on our social media handles at ITV Gold. With that, let's begin tonight's episode taking a look at the headlines. New York International Auto Show 2019 at the Jacob J. Javits Center in New York. SALDEF hosts National Gala 2019, Commitment Hope Renewal in Virginia. Hindu Vivah New York, New Jersey hosts Matrimonial event for Hindus in Somerset, New Jersey. More right after a show break on Vision of Asia. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome again, I'm Aditi Lamba and you are watching Vision of Asia South Asian News segment. Beginning the show tonight, one of the biggest stories, the New York International Auto Show, which has been receiving accolades for another successful year for bringing the biggest names in the automotive world in Manhattan all together. The nation's oldest auto show dating back to 1900, the show each year presents over 1,000 cars and trucks, including world debuts and even only to be seen at the show concepts, attracting over 1 million total visitors to the show, which goes on for about 10 days. We covered the show during its media preview days held right before it opened to the public. Definitely a great platform for celebrating innovation, technology and strength of the auto part industry here in the US. We have tonight highlights from the show, including some interactions with spokespersons from Maserati, Honda, Mercedes and Lexus. Lots of interesting insights. Let's take a look.
Right, new for this car is MBUX user interface. Right, this is a focus on how you interact with the car, natural linguistics within the car, so you could just speak to it. You could just say, "Hey Mercedes, I'm cold. Hey Mercedes, I'm hot. Hey Mercedes, what was the score of the Yankee game?" And it'll give you that information.
So Maserati has really experienced a lot of growth over the few years, and it started in 2014 with the launch of Ghibli, our sports sedan, and that really kind of complemented our Quattroporte, the executive sedan, and our Gran Turismo. But then things were taken to the next level when Maserati, we brought out our first SUV, the Levante, seen here behind us. And Levante is unique when it comes to SUVs because not only does it have a unique design, but it has standard all-wheel drive with standard skyhook, electronic damping, performance suspension, and adjustable air suspension. So what that does is it really gives you a SUV that drives like a car, a true grand touring vehicle for up to 5 passengers that you not only look good in, but you're comfortable and you travel in style long distances.
Just talking more about Maserati, I have to ask you, while we have this amazing car in front of us, what would you say is the global opinion of the company when it comes to its consumer, when it comes to its market? Where do you see Maserati go in the next couple of years? You know, giving us a little bit of insight into what can we look forward to with Maserati. It'd be great to get an insight.
Well, you know, Maserati is such a worldwide brand with worldwide recognition. Everyone knows the Trident as it's displayed here in the front of the vehicle, but we find that a lot of people still don't understand that we have 4 cars, and especially in the U.S., that 2 of our vehicles start under $100,000, around $75,000. So we are really working on getting the name out there, getting people to understand that they can truly afford and attain a Maserati, and that it's great for everyday driving. It's not a supercar for the weekends only. So as we continue to proliferate that, build the awareness in the market, and then we'll be bringing out new models that we've talked about, furthering the autonomy, furthering the powertrains with battery electric vehicles and mild hybrids. So we have a lot of stuff in store over the coming years that we're excited about.
Matt, you were just telling me a fun fact that this car actually belongs to a very cool person. He got the keys to this car and the car will be going to him. So for the public, you just get to see it right now.
Yes, this is a one-of-one vehicle, custom designed by Ray Allen with our designers in Italy. And he flew over to Italy, worked with them, and today was the first time he got to see it. So we delivered it to him on stage, and he will be taking it home here in the coming weeks. So everything from the exterior color to the interior leather colors to the stitch to the carbon fiber to the floor mats, he worked to custom design. And it is kind of talking about a program we'll be coming out with in the coming months where customers can go and work with our dealers and our designers in Italy to make a unique vehicle just for them.
Give us a little insight into the entire theme and idea behind why he chose this color.
So it starts with the exterior color that was inspired by the Miami skyline and the colors of Miami in a matte finish that really gives a different hue depending on the light you see it in. That has matching brake caliper colors and then a blue tint on the custom 22-inch wheels. Also dark accents on the exterior right down to the carbon fiber door handles and the carbon fiber mirrors. Carried that throughout the interior with a subtle seat insert in a supple leather that's meant to age like fine like blue jeans as you wear them over time. Well, you know, the fastback design of this vehicle really accentuates its grand touring philosophy. It's not necessarily about being the biggest vehicle on the road or the fastest vehicle on the road. It's a perfect balance of looking great, driving long distances in comfort and style. And nothing says that like the GTS badge you notice here. And what that symbolizes is the 550 horsepower twin turbo V8 that's under the hood, made by Ferrari in their factory in Maranello, Italy for Maserati. And this vehicle has an exhaust note when you start it up that is unmistakable.
Today I just want to give you some top highlights of some cars that we're showing at the New York International Auto Show. We have the LC500 Inspiration Series. It is only limited to North America of 100 models, and it's in a nice flare yellow paint with a striking bespoke white interior. Powered by a 5-liter V8 naturally aspirated, one of the few in its class, and it has a whopping 471 brake horsepower. But if you're looking for some luxury, we have the LS500 here in a luxury trim as well as F-Sport. That's a car that you can enjoy a massage while you drive. We also have a new RCF Track Package Edition. We've had the RCF for a couple years now, but we've reduced some of its weight and we increased the horsepower to 472 and has a fast 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. So if you're looking for luxury, speed, or an all-around good daily driver, we have a lot of great cars here at the Lexus booth.
We have behind us the all-new 2019 Honda Passport, which slots in between the popular CR-V and the 3-row Pilot. So it's really fitting that need as SUVs are super hot across America and even globally. So this vehicle right here is super sporty, it's adventuresome, it has black wheels, so an aggressive stance when you look at the front, black grille. So CR-V and Pilot are more family-oriented vehicles within the Honda lineup. The Passport is, again, more adventuresome, rugged, more personal experience. So it's great for off-roading. We have all-wheel drive available on all trims. Nice. Exactly. So it fits 5 people. So versus Pilot, which is 3 rows. So again, doesn't have that 3rd row, so it's perfect for off-roading, and you can really get in those rocks and sand and mud and really have fun on the weekend. But when you're on the highway, it's also really important to have a good driving experience in the city. Right. So it's quiet cabin, full of technology. We have Honda Sensing Standard, which is our active safety suite, which helps prevent an accident before it happens. So what that means is we have collision mitigation braking standard, which means if you aren't paying attention, the car will brake on its. So there is a radar and a camera that reads the road ahead. So you will first get a warning, hey, pay attention, you need to brake. And if you don't kick in time, the car will apply brakes and it'll actually reduce the severity of a collision. So collision mitigation braking, we have lane keep assist, helping you stay in your lane so you're not veering off. Road departure mitigation, again, keeping you in the lane. And adaptive cruise control with low speed follow. So it's actually creeping in traffic if traffic were to slow down on the freeway, especially here in New York, super busy, LA, and major cities. So having this type of technology as standard equipment that usually has a huge price point is no compromise. So safety is really important to Honda and definitely car shoppers. So we wanted to make that equipment as standard. And also it's going to be on every Honda by the 22 model year. So.
Nonprofit Hindu Vivah has been successfully creating a growing platform for many Hindu singles across the country. With marriage as the core of Indian families and culture, the nonprofit brings together interactive meet-up matrimonial events to bring together the Hindu singles, face-to-face, providing a comfortable avenue for serious marriage seekers within the Hindu faith. A safe environment with many opportunities to interact in person, US Hindu Vivah constantly works towards bringing the larger community together. With that, in Somerset recently, the New York, New Jersey chapter of Hindu Vivah held this meetup event, facilitating a meeting of Hindu singles for the purpose of matrimony. Let's take a look at what the organizer had to say to ITV Gold.
Hi everybody, we are volunteer group of Hindu Vivah group. This is a platform which has been developed here to provide a forum for young adults and young women, men and women who would like to find a partner, life partner. So far we have a very enthusiastic group of attendees and a lot of volunteers. All of these people are parents and volunteers here. We have 24 this time. Number of attendees have been about over 100, this time 120 here. And this is our third event. And I think this has been very successful. We think there is a need for this. And we salute to all the volunteers, those who are devoting their time and energy. And I think it's a good community service.
I just want to give a big shout out for all the volunteers, and we wish a very positive outcome for all the participants who have come here and participated in this event.
We have been sort of coming from experience from our kids and realizing that in this community it is hard for kids to find their match, and we're trying to help them build this platform so that they can find their match. I think this has been a very gratifying experience for ourselves, meeting with the kids, helping them out. The feedback from the candidates, participants has been very positive, and I think we'll feel that we are successful when we see the marriages happen and as they sort of move on with their life.
So this is our third event and it's been quite successful. Having spoken to many of the candidates, they're very happy with what's happened, and we are hoping that we would encourage more people to come in for the next time. And we actually had 200 registrants this time, and we hope to see many more. Thank you, ITV Gold, for covering us.
And as other volunteers have already mentioned, we are providing an excellent platform for our community children and singles to come here and meet. And we are finding it out that there is truly a need for our singles to come to a platform where they can find their life partners, and we're providing this platform to them. And we will really like ITV Gold to come here, and we would like them to help us spreading the word around so more and more singles can come here and find their life partners.
I'm very happy to be part of this Hindu Vivah event, and we have been doing this event for last 2-3 times. We have done this event. More than 250 people attended this event, and people are flying from Texas and all over, and they call us that we are doing such a great job, and I'm very happy that you came here, ITV Gold. Thank you very much, and spread the word out more and more so that more people, young crowd, they get mingle and find their soulmates. Thank you.
My name is Sudhir Umrale. I'm glad to be part of this Hindu Vivah organization. And we are seeing a lot of participation and a lot of support from the community. And we hope that we encourage to this event many more such organizations and many more participants coming forward and getting this opportunity to find their soulmate.
My name is Sanjay Garg, and I am the volunteer of Hindu Vivah, and I'm so glad to see ITV here basically covering this event. And we are so proud to host this event here and bring singles together, and we definitely felt a need of people coming together, and our kids needed a platform like that, and I'm so happy to be part of this, and hopefully this is a successful event going forward. This is almost like a third event so far, and we are looking forward for more.
Time for the show break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are watching Vision of Asia, bringing you prime South Asian highlights from all across. Concluding the show tonight, we have more highlights from SALDEF's annual National Gala 2019 held in Tyson, Virginia. The Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund nonprofit is known popularly as one of the strongest advocacies and national policy building platform for Sikh Americans nationwide. The idea is to empower better and stronger leaders for the Sikh American community, pushing work in media, policy, and education. This year, the theme of commitment, hope, and renewal echoed through the night, comprising of speeches by awardees, staff, and board members. Honorees for the evening included New Jersey's Sikh American public servants such as Attorney General Gurpreet Garewal, Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bhalla, and his activist wife, Executive Director of Manvi, Navneet Kaur Bhalla. We bring you tonight key highlights from their speeches and our interactions with them.
The lesson we need to impart is that the time has come in the history of this country to get off the sidelines and do something. You know, raise your hand and try to make a difference in your community. That time came for me back in 2007 when then Senator Obama was running for president, and his campaign, we were volunteers in his campaign. I closed my law firm for a week, traveled with my brother to New Hampshire to knock on doors. It was really my wife, Navneet, who said, you know, we can complain forever about the way our community is, the way our local government is, or we can get off the sidelines and do something. And that's what we decided to do. We decided to, as President Obama said, grab a clipboard, roll up your sleeves, get off the sidelines and run for office.
How is it feeling being here in Virginia?
Well, it's a great honor because of SALDEF being the leading advocacy organization in the Sikh community, really educating and advocating for Sikh Americans for decades now. So to receive this honor is deeply flattering and very humbling, and it's just a reflection of the progress the community has made through the years.
You know, in your speech and in this entire experience, you've had at the Gala, you've spoken very candidly on your experience, in public office and, the kind of impact that we have seen since you took your oath, becoming the first Sikh mayor, having the voice everywhere, and Hoboken being such a huge platform, that really put you out in the forefront. Now that the work is happening and the agendas are going through, what are some of your key focuses? And so far, since you've taken the oath, are you happy with the successes you've seen in Hoboken and in all of Jersey when you talk about Sikh Americans and, that voice for immigrants?
Yes, I realize that I have a dual role.
Yes,
first and primarily, I'm the mayor of the city of Hoboken. I represent the citizens of Hoboken. I took an oath of office to represent the city I love,
yes.
The city I've lived in for almost 20 years now. I also have a role in the South Asian and the Sikh community to be a good role model and to be an inspiration for the younger generation. So on that front, in terms of initiatives that
Right.
we've undertaken. I focused a lot on environmental advocacy. Hoboken, I'm proud to say, is going with carbon neutral in terms of renewable purchases of renewable sources of energy for all of our municipal fleet and municipal operations. First city in the state of New Jersey to do that. On LGBTQ rights, we received a 100% score from the National Human Rights Campaign. So on a lot of social justice and environmental justice issues, Hoboken really in the last year under my tenure has been on the forefront in New Jersey and hopefully nationally on those issues. Another issue is we are the first city, one of the first in the country to mandate that all that all single occupancy bathrooms be gender neutral.
Wow.
And that was a message to uplift the transgender community. to make them feel comfortable as well. So in a very wide array of areas in the area of social justice and civil rights, we've tried to make sure that we advance a platform that I think is consistent with my values as a Sikh. And then, the other thing is the day-to-day of, being a mayor, just kind of grinding it out, getting your budget passed, developing a more open space, controlling urban growth, the nuts and bolts of keeping the trains and buses running on time.
Over the past 34 years, Manavi has done extensive work to empower women and to raise awareness about gender-based violence in the South Asian community. We strive to address both the immediate needs of women facing violence, as well as the long-term vision of establishing communities free from gender-based violence. Because we know that violence in the home doesn't just impact individuals and families, it devastates entire communities.
Being a Sikh American woman and then being the executive director for Manavi, who needs no introduction for all of the work they've done over the years for South Asian women, to be honored for that specific category and that work as a Sikh woman in SALDEF, what did that moment feel for you, and what responsibility perhaps did you feel by getting that honor?
First of all, thank you to SALDEF. I am inspired by the work that SALDEF does. It's much needed and very important work. And Ravi and I are both very humbled and grateful for the support from SALDEF, but also from the Sikh community at large. This award for us, I think, symbolized what some of the basic concepts or tenets of Sikhism are. So in our daily lives, when we talk about, and when we have two children and we teach them about Sikhi and the basic values of Sikhism, and we talk about selfless service, seva, and we talk about Sarbat da Pala, they go to a Sunday school, and I have volunteered as a teacher there. So when I look back and think about some of the basic teachings of Sikhism, I think this award symbolizes that we, in a very small capacity, at a very basic level, have made some contribution to practice some of those basic concepts and basic tenets of Sikhi.
And how important do you think an organization such as SALDEF is in order to sort of make sure that those voices are heard, and then certain voices are recognized, and as well as certain voices are helped? What's your comment on that?
I'm a big believer in collaboration. I'm a big believer that nothing can be achieved by a single individual or a single organization. And even within our organization, I'm a big proponent of the fact that we should never work in isolation. So whether it's me as a Sikh woman, as a South Asian woman, it's important that we ensure that we form these relationships. We collaborate with advocacy and social justice organizations like SALDEF and many others who do fundamental, important, inspiring work. Because I think together and collectively we're able to have much more impact. And like I was saying earlier, that I think it's really important now more than ever for men to be engaged in the women's movement. As a parent, I would want to see my son be equally engaged and active in the women's movement. We went to a women's march. We have historically always been to a women's march together as a family.
Wow.
So we went to the one in DC the very first time, and I got my son and my daughter both to make signs, and my son was very proudly holding the sign saying, "I'm a feminist." But before that, we went and explained to him what that meant, what it means as a 7-year-old boy, and he was very proud. He was very proud to do that. We went with my in-laws, my husband, and our children. So it was 3 generations, and we have continued to do that because I think it's important for us now more than ever to step up, speak out, and take action.
And this is all for our South Asian News segment for tonight. Send us your suggestions to give your voices and organizations on our show, or if you have any comments on the ongoing Indian general election, email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook @itvgold. Also, you can now subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch many of our popular shows for free. Tune in this Sunday 11 a.m. Eastern to watch our topics of the week. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.